welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Inoma, your certified abundant life coach. Welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. Hope your week went great. And yes, I'm back again with yet another video. And today we're going to be doing a continuation of the previous video where I talked about ways we could tackle loneliness in our single season. So yes, stay with me as I share with you more tips on what I'm currently doing and how I've been able to, deal with the feelings of loneliness over the years. So yes, so another point I have here in this video is going to be your interest and your hobbies. So we all have interests and hobbies and things that we just naturally enjoy doing. So these are things that, that brings you joy, things that you just enjoy finding yourself doing those things. You want to be, spending time with people who also enjoy doing those things. It could be just hanging out with friends. It could be visiting your family. It could be visiting friends. It could like on the days that I'm off, one of the things I love to do is just put a good movie, prior to the days that I'm off. I already have a list of playlists of movies on my TV shows that I need to catch up on Netflix, or just a list of movies that I already have in mind that, I want to check this movie out on my days off. So that's something I naturally enjoy doing. If I don't want to be out, out and about, going places, and I just want to have a chill time at home, that's always something that helps me relax. I just naturally enjoy movies. So yeah, just find things that you enjoy doing. That's also budget friendly, that wouldn't cost you much. You go out there and you do these things, and if you actually have the money and you've racked up your coins, you can always take a trip, travel the world, go explore, places, nice, beautiful scenery, meet different people, explore different cultures. You'll be, surprised at how much you can learn and just, evolve by just traveling and just experiencing life, outside the country. And even if you don't have the money to travel outside the country, you could always, travel within, locally, go to places that are not within your vicinity. Travel to another city, another town. It doesn't have to be super big or super glamorous. Just do something. Step out of your comfort zone. Do the things that you enjoy and you love to do, and you'll find out that those things will actually, when you're so busy doing those things, you won't feel lonely. You won't even feel that you don't have anyone, or start feeling sorry or pity for yourself. So yes, that's something I do that gives me joy, traveling and just diving and indulging in my hobbies and interests. Another point I have here is financial literacy. Financial literacy is very crucial in our day-to-day life. It's something that you're not just doing it for now, you're doing it for your future. You want to save and invest and put away money for, retirement, or times when you're not going to be able to work as much as you've done. So you always want to stack up your coins and, spend time meeting with a financial advisor. It could be from your bank, or just some consultant online that could just go over a few things that you need to be doing to make sure you're staying on top of your finances. We have Ramsey Solutions, which is a very popular one that we all know. You could always sign up to speak with a financial advisor, and they can walk you through different steps, that could lead to financial freedom, or help you if you're trying to save up for a home, you're trying to save up for college, or to further your education. Maybe there's just a big project down the line that you would like to invest in. So just being able to be very financial conscious and just gain more information, more tips on how you could better manage your finances, or if it's to pay up debt. There are so many programs out there and resources out there, but until you go looking and, researching to find, the different programs and outlets to help you be able to pay up your debts and build up your credit score, you would, be playing yourself if you don't venture out there to go find those information and knowledge. So yes, that's something that I know I'm currently doing in my single season. And by when I find myself doing all these things, it just helps. I find out that I don't have time to think about the fact that, loneliness, weird. There's so much out there to do. But yeah, that is something that could help you, to improve yourself and, better enhance yourself for both now and in the future. Another point I have here is, building your character, working on your weaknesses. We all have our flaws and weaknesses. And yes, no one is going to be perfect. The goal is not perfection, but it's constant progress, right? So yes, you want to constantly build on the things that that you could do better in. If it's self-discipline, if it's just being consistent, which is something I'm currently working on, showing up more consistently. So it takes time, it takes practice, it takes a lot of devotion, time, and effort to be able to work on those flaws and weaknesses that we all have. So that's something that you could do during your, single season when you don't have no distractions, you don't have much responsibilities. You have yourself and maybe your immediate family that you could focus on. So you have more time in your hand to focus more on you and work on the things that you need to work on to improve in your character. So yes, you want to spend that time working on those things. You could seek out like a mentor or coach, someone that could walk you through, the different areas in your life that you're trying to, get help and do better in. So yes, that's something you could do in your single seasons to make you, to occupy your time and also to help you better your life. Another point I have here is upgrading your looks and upgrading your brand, your personal brand. We live in a time and society where everything is all out there. The social media doesn't even make it better. Everybody displays the highlight reels and all of that, trying to show the good stuff happening in their life. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, but we also want to make sure that you're keeping up with, the different times that we're in, and, upgrade your social media pages, update your profiles. If you haven't invest in, good branding that would help you, elevate your looks, elevate your style, make you show up more confident, show up in a very authentic way. You want to show that all this inner work, and all this things that you've been learning and doing all along, you want to be able to make sure that you're putting it out there and putting a good face out there for people to see. And what better way than to actually start with rebranding your social media profiles, your pages, rebranding your looks, and just upgrading overall. So that's something that you can do, and it keeps you busy and occupied. And also the impact of it could lead you to better connections out there that you might naturally not have been able to meet, or people who would start reaching out to you and link you up and connect you to someone else who could upgrade and take you to where you need to be in life. So yes, these are things that you have to invest in yourself, invest in your brand, invest in your looks, and just enhance your personal brand and your style. Another point I have here is staying fit and active. Living an active life is something that that is such a big deal for me. I like to stay active, even if it's not every day, but you want to make it a regular habit. These are all lifestyles that you're gonna be. Whatever you build now is what you're gonna keep displaying. You're gonna grow with it. You're gonna grow older. So if you don't start now to, work on these areas and stay active, being your best self, because you want to always show up your best. We know life happens, and sometimes, life might take a toll on us, and we're not going to be able to show up, our best. But the little efforts that we make each day to just continue to add to ourselves and improve ourselves would, in the long run, yield positive fruits and results. So staying active is very crucial. You stay active today, and you continue with that momentum and just keep building on it. And you find out that at your old age, it wouldn't be, you won't be struggling or having a lot of health issues, or having to visit the doctor, or having one condition or the other, that if you started building those healthy habits at an earlier age, you won't find yourself in that situation. So yes, staying active. It could be, just joining a fitness club in your area and just improve on your body. Just make sure that, you're just constantly doing the things that you need to do that, will make old age easier on you. So yes, and last but not the least, I have learned to love yourself. So yes, loving yourself is something that you want to do while you're, in your waiting season, and, just building yourself, and, waiting on God. Loving yourself is crucial, because you can't expect to invite love or have love, be attracted to love, if you're not consistently pouring into yourself, and, just having a high sense of self-worth and value. You have to, what you give to yourself is what you're going to be able to give to your partner or to others, your loved ones. So you have to make yourself a priority, and make sure that you're constantly pouring back into yourself. Try to enjoy your own company. Do things that your future self will thank you for. Your time of singleness is not a time to. It's good to desire partnership, companionship, marriage, and all of that. All that are all beautiful things, and what God, if that's what you desire, God also wants that for you. But in the time while you're still in your single season and you're waiting, that's the time that you want to actually enjoy that moment, enjoy that season and time in your life. It's not a time to be rushing to move on to the next season or the next phase in life. It's good to desire it, but in the meantime, while you're still in your single season, while you're there, you want to make sure you're making the most out of it and enjoying all the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything that comes with that season, because the Bible makes us to understand in Ecclesiastes 3 from verse 1 to 8. I'm not going to read the whole verse, but it says, a time for everything. For everything there's a season, a time for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to harvest. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build up. A time to cry, and a time to laugh. A time to grieve, and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones, and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace, and a time to run away. A time to search, and a time to quit searching. A time to keep, and a time to throw away. A time to tear, and a time to mend. A time to be quiet, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace. So yes, so you see now that from this Bible verse, there are different times and seasons, and you just recognizing the season that you're in and just making the most out of it is crucial and very important, because you're not going to get back the same season twice. Once you move on from that season, you move to the next, and life just continues. And I'm going to be leaving us with this final Bible verse that I have here. It says John 9 verse 4. And it says, from the New Living Translation, we must quickly carry out the task assigned us by the one who sent us. The night is coming, and then no one can work. So yes, you want to make use of the opportunities that you have now to do the things that you need to do, because once the season is over, the next season comes, you might not have the time or the opportunity again to do the things you've always wanted to do. So why not make best use of now and do those things, that you go out there, explore the world, travel, do the things that you've been procrastinating or you've been pushing back or saying you're waiting for the right time. There's never a right time. Just take the moment and seize it and do what you need to do. So yes, thank you for joining me in today's video. I hope you got a thing or two out from it. And if this video reached one person, then I did my job. I hope to see you in my next video, and I look forward to seeing you all. Take care and have a great one. Bye-bye.